You turn off the television. The room goes quiet. Within seconds, your hand is reaching for your phone. You don't decide to do it. It just happens. Silence, real silence, is one of the most uncomfortable things a modern human can experience. But the real answer for why is far stranger than boredom. Your brain isn't avoiding silence because it's dull. It's avoiding silence because, for most of human history, silence meant danger. Think about the last time a room went completely quiet. Maybe it was a library. Maybe it was 3 a.m. and the house settled into stillness. What did your body do? Your shoulders probably tensed. Your ears strained for something, anything. You may have even started talking just to fill the space. This isn't a personality quirk. It's a survival circuit, and it's older than language itself. For nearly all of human history, your ancestors lived in environments full of constant low-level sound. Wind moving through grass, insects, birds, distant animal calls. This background noise was information. It told the brain that the environment was stable, that predators weren't stalking nearby, that the world was, for the moment, safe. Silence broke that pattern. And a broken pattern is exactly what the human brain is built to notice. In the 1960s, Russian physiologist Evgeny Sokolov described something called the orienting response. It's the automatic shift in attention that happens the instant something in your environment changes. A new sound, a sudden movement, and crucially, an unexpected absence of sound. Sokolov found that the brain constantly builds a model of what normal looks like in any given moment. When reality stops matching that model, alarm bells go off. Not literal alarm bells, neurological ones. Here's the twist. A gradual buildup of noise doesn't trigger this response nearly as strongly as sudden silence does. Why? Because sudden silence usually means something, or someone, has stopped moving. And in the wild, the only things that stop moving on purpose are predators about to strike. Ecologist Daniel Blumstein has spent decades studying vigilance behavior in wild animals. His research shows that many species dramatically increase their alertness the instant ambient noise drops. Birds go still. Deer freeze mid-step. Not because they heard a threat, because they didn't hear anything at all. Your nervous system runs on the exact same wiring. That's why an office suddenly going quiet can feel tense, even if nothing is wrong. Why a silent phone call feels heavier than a loud one. Why you instinctively ask, "You still there?" The second a conversation pauses too long. Silence isn't neutral to your brain. It's a question your ancestors' biology never learned to leave unanswered. But here's where the story gets stranger. Your brain isn't just uncomfortable in silence, it's also, secretly, desperate for it. In 2013, neuroscientist Imke Kirsta ran an experiment that changed how researchers think about quiet. She exposed mice to different types of sound, white noise, pup calls, silence, and measured what happened inside their brains afterward. The results surprised almost everyone. 2 hours of silence produced measurable growth of new cells in the hippocampus, the brain region tied to memory and learning. Noise didn't do that. Music didn't do that. Only true silence did. So your brain is caught in a contradiction it inherited, not one it chose. It treats silence as a threat to survive, and simultaneously as a resource it desperately needs to grow. This is why modern life feels so exhausting in a very specific way. You are almost never fully silent. Notifications, traffic, background music in every store you walk into, podcasts filling your commute. Your ancestor's brain, the one still running the show inside your skull, interprets this constant noise as evidence that the environment is being monitored, that danger is being tracked, that everything is under control. Remove the noise, and that illusion collapses. Suddenly, your brain has nothing external to scan, so it turns inward instead. And what it finds there isn't always comfortable. This is the real reason silence feels heavier than noise. It's not that nothing is happening, it's that everything you've been outrunning with sound finally has room to catch up. Unprocessed thoughts, unresolved feelings, questions you've been too busy to ask yourself. Your ancestors didn't have this problem in quite the same way. Their silence was usually followed by action, listening harder, moving to safety, re-engaging with their tribe. Silence was a brief, functional state, not a void to be endured. You don't live in that world anymore. But your nervous system doesn't know that. So when silence arrives now, whether it's an empty apartment, a pause in conversation, or the first 10 minutes after you finally put your phone down, your body still runs the ancient protocol. Heightened alertness, discomfort, an urge to fill the spa.